with the Zip rather than the Kurumi. Wolves are going to have been able to walk out the winner of their round more gang, picking themselves up. The Million Birds might well pick it up in a matter of moments. They're just trying to delay that buff pickup as long as they possibly can so that they can have it longer in the open field. JDG with that Viper Tessa Wuchen going to be camping on up over by the Spirit Well, not going to be proccing it for as long as they possibly can be, as they are aware of teams having won that Ram of Yang. Now going to be looking to trek on over and find those places where a lot of these teams are going to be drawn into those fights. OUG and FPX probably going to be taking a fight almost immediately as they both pick the same Soul Altar. Someone got left behind on the side of OUG and gets jumped on by 3 players of FPX. Jen's going to get that Kurumi to have the 90% damage reduction. Utilizes the focus to be able to tank through that Tumult Whisper attempt. Finds the F1 connection onto OUG's SS as well as the first Kurumi comes on through with that V2. Huge jump parry from the side of Jun on this Takeda. Looks for the drop down focus hits. However, he's now going to get hit by that Takeda F1 on the other side. Both of these Takedas utilizing their ultimates to regain control of that neutral as FPX set up this kill hit onto OUG's SS. The Furin shoves, allowing Sandy to close up the distance with the pulse out into the charged RMD follow-up from Juno with that fan. They've been able to dispatch Jinyu. Now it's going to be SS going incredibly low. One more Furin shove utilized to be able to pick up that kill, but they have to be careful because here comes the third party from that Tester ultimate. Bauda showing up to the party uninvited, and FPX are not going to be happy about that one, especially because Jun gets hit into by that Viper V1. 5-second stagger window allows you to come through with the full hit of that Heng Sword, and it's all falling apart for FPX. Bauda understanding the situation perfectly. Teams with Yang Depletion have to fight. This is a composition built to third party. They wait for all of the ultimates to be gone. They wait for the Tumultuous to have burned those isolating zone plays as well as the Takeda ultimates to be entirely off of the table. So even when the Takeda gets staggered, he's not able to utilize those Furin shoves and save his players. And Bauda with a very clean third party. Full sweep 2 entire teams.
Gotta knock the table when I say this because I don't want anything to happen to my boys. Battle doing pretty good, especially coming out from the fights already by the Windy Stones. Now we're looking towards Alliance and their Zyphin comp against Wolves. Now XCM has that gold Hong Sword on standby over Vermilions for another 30 seconds, and there's to be the parry. Yuma takes a full hit, takes a cannon shot as well. The army from the Pulse Sword comes in here from NIHQ to try to connect. It's not going to clear. Now the F2 comes out from the Matari. Now Zem is looking to try to go for the Keelan ultimate to have a connection with it. Finds a double slash, goes for level 3 again, hits inside the building. This building's going to be a lockdown potential for him, and against his opponent's knee 7 takes a little bit more damage he's looking for. But the Keelan guard is now procced, and now it's done. Now the eliminations are going to be spread out. Knee 7 looking to try to look for the jump LMPs again and again. He doesn't connect that one, but he's keeping that momentum as ZK gets caught by the parry. The slashes come out, Yuma goes down, and Zem picks up the Soul. The Vermilions is still active for this team, and they still have a chance of just reaching out towards the Emberhawk and going towards the Salvation Podium, potentially getting out of harm's way of the zone take damage. Now we're at 6 eliminations for Wolves, but we still have 9 eliminations at ASE have lost their Kurumi. Now that's an interesting case scenario. Honestly, the replay coming after the Romyang as Wolves takes into that Romyang victory, of course, looking for just slashes and looking to try to go ahead, and Keelan guard is procced here as the onslaught comes out against the Kurumi ultimate. Now we're at 30 seconds. Now the Takeda ultimate is out. Seeing how the rotation comes out here, this is where the Keelan ultimate is going to be depleted. How they get out of this, I want to make sure you're looking at how this happens, because XCM takes a full blast, takes his combo breaker in usage against that Furin, takes an R&B, doesn't lose all his health because of that, and looks to try to go ahead for the sustain. The zipping eating is keeping him alive with the V1 and F1, but as XCM goes down, now it's up to his teammates NIHQ and ZK to work through. They got a Hottie teleporter to be set up. He's going to use a teleporter first and set up himself offensively to try to get ZK through and keeping that pressure on. As NIHQ goes for level 2 swing, he catches it. He's going to go for the slashes as it comes out from ZK. It's looking a little bit, a little dicey right now for ZK, but it's a zipping in, right? As long as you can see NIHQ look for the pressure, that's the connection that we love to see, the synergy, the level 2 swings, the strikes. She's at 1 HP. Now it's up to one player only. NIHQ finds that level 2 swing, and now it's up to him in the next couple of seconds trying to find Jing Yu here. The Pulse Sword gets parried, an immediate reaction, and as NIHQ wins that out, we look into the live feed as Wolves takes their second Romyang with the currents of the previous win.
What a play coming on through from NIHQ. No surprises. Previously a player for XCG, one of the touted players coming on out, and we are going to see Wolves taking a free Realm of Yang because everyone else is scrapping over the Spirit Wall instead. GG with that Kylan ultimate going to be cleaving on through, which can teleport, going to be forced KLA abandoning ship. Tested ultimate allowed them to have that free space to set the Wu Chen up on Stagger so he can get the full distance of that teleport. As GG will be picking up this Spirit Well and probably going to hunt down where that Wu Chen team has teleported away from. They get their hands on Draco Storm, which is actually the buff that Wolves opted into picking on up. There is no punishment. Draco Storm does not refill your rage. However, they got the Realm of Yang for free, and as a result, they did not have to burn an ultimate to be able to pick this up. They're now going to be doing a lot of AoE cleave damage if they're able to take fights against some of these teams. They're first going to be going to a shop and picking up a couple of bits and pieces as we're going to have a look at a replay. Does someone die to a trap clip? Oh! That Takeda everyone came so close to depositing them on the trap clip. It's going to be ASC's Xiao Wen with the charge LNB on the fist blades, able to find a huge kill. Tap dodges through to be able to get the Soul Bloom pickup as well. And just lets FPX's Sanzi die to corruption tick damage. What a play coming through from him. Doesn't even throw hands, just watches the life bleed out in front of him.
Had his opportunity of actually just getting the 9th elimination. And I was wondering about those, man, you know, we lost to Kurumi, but now we're looking for this 9th elimination. What's going on here? Now, looking towards ZK, in terms of the Jade selection, trying to make sure in capturing this one, of course, one thing to also note is that I know we were mentioning about Draco Storm not replenishing rage. This is the patch that we're looking at is 9.12. This is not the current Season 14 patch. Because Draco Storm in the future, let's talk about it for like a millisecond. That is going to be a frame 1 pick no matter what for teams. Considering it now replenishes your rage part. 100%. So that's going to be where everyone's going to stand by. Luckily enough, we've been seeing Draco Storm taking the aggression for these past 2 rounds, this one included. They're kind of looking to seeing how these teams are working off of it. Now, TE, on the other hand, they got the rainbow armor set. They got the blue, the purple, and the gold to be running through here and just rotating around to the outskirts of the zones. GG, though, still trying to find any sort of opponents here at a total of 7 eliminations. Taking into the works, right, they have Bronder's grip on CGS as he does have the gold weapon rarity. 3-3-0. He himself being the zipping and having to, rock one of the Jades of, Destiny, having a Soul Slash, even to the first Realm Yang, having that, Jade on standby, which also received the buff in Season 14. Listen, there's a lot of things in Season 14, kind of can't wait to see how it ends up, but having that Jade alone also will be set up. Bowda, though, still into the IC villages up north. They have Cloud Weaver on you, so that's going to be an interesting play. Peak has Starfall, no player to really use it, unfortunately. However, we are going to take a look and chance of seeing how they're going to rotate their, Viper Witch and Tessa. They've been doing phenomenal work. As it comes through into this round, they have a surplus of weaponry to their disposal, and as well as just looking towards a rotation out towards Yushan Ruins. If they head into the Ice Shard Lake, that's where they're going to be meeting out towards Serpent's Pass as well, because that's where players are ending up now. The circle's now closing in here for the next 11 minutes, and now Wolves having the opportunity of the Valiant Challenger just being primary targets on the field could be looked and spotted and hunted down. Otherwise, it's a killing Zing comp. Teams would want to take the aggression. They could want to wait it out, looking to see who else is in the outskirts before they did the decision themselves of being aggressive on the forefront.
Oh, we could potentially get GG versus Wolves, which would be a brilliant third-party opportunity for Bowda if they're able to kite their way to where the action is going. Looks, however, like GG are going to keep moving. As you pointed out, Wolves do have that Valiant Challenge scroll, so GG do know that the team is here. And Wolves are trying to incite it. You can see ZK just getting closer and closer and closer, trying to push GG to making a move, as Bowda do indeed show up for that third party potential. We've also got JDG waiting in the sidelines to see if they can get a piece of the pie if something does start to kick on off. Seems, however, that because of the Valiant Challenger scroll, no one really wants to take that challenge. No one wants to accept the gauntlet that Wolves has thrown down. They've got 2 sets of legendary weapons already because they were able to find those 2 Realm of Yangs, 1 contested, 1 for free. As in the meantime, it is going to be T and DRG. A lot of these teams as well, you have to remember, thinking that there's going to be a fight because of a potential Yang depletion team, but we don't actually have any teams afflicted with Yang depletion currently. And as a result, what should normally be a third-party opportunity has actually been a closed-off fight entirely. No one has that Yang depletion, no one has that timer where they have to pick up a Soul Bloom off of a body or they get knocked out of the lobby. And we're seeing the lull that it brings it back into. This is very traditional 2021-2022 Naraka Trio's timing, where before we had the Realm of Yanks, we had this lull phase that everyone would swap to things like the cannon and just chip down resources, since all of these players has been brought into spaces that have already been looted through, and we're seeing that the vitality and the shield resets are lacking in comparison to at the start of the game when there are so many resources that are available. That is, you gonna be showcasing Aurora Burst. That's going to be making a very large return when Spirit Wall Contest starts to come on through. The silence and the area that Aurora Burst covers makes it one of the best soul jades of being able to lock those particular spaces down. And a lot of the time when that is in play, we see teams just give up the Spirit Well Contest entirely. However, that's only going to happen if it's Mystic Might. If it's White Tigers, you better believe that things are going to be getting incredibly oogly. So even with Aurora Burst on the field, no one's giving that buff away for free.
Yeah, no, Wolves also having ZK. I was going to make mention through Dreadful Whale on ZK. And ZK going to be rocking that buff, or rocking that Jade, as well as Lockdown. And if it comes down to locking down Spirit Well, no range shots can come through. Teams try to sneak themselves in there, try to go ahead and contest it. Now, of course, Wolves heading to the shop, looking to try to opt in for a Hep detach onto the XCM. So that's huge. That's going to be a huge surplus of control. Hoping to kind of see if that's going to be an option for them to give to a teammate who has a longsword. Otherwise, it's going to be up to the team to try to find that weapon when it does show up onto the field of play with a purple rarity or higher, and just making sure to lock that one down. Now, 7 eliminations for GG. Gonna have that gold spirit, which is gonna be spamming RMBs, kind of hope to see whether or not CGS will find an erudition sometime soon, because this man is releasing them as often as possible. Cannon shots coming out here. There's gonna be the gold weapons. Everyone's gonna be looking for the snag. There's gonna be the assassination coming in from the Viper, Uchentesas. As ever comes down, CGS takes a teleporter by not be enough time. He's gonna fall here. And of course, there's gonna be him catching a nice last second wall scale rush grab and looking to try to get himself pop back. But then 3-3-0 in the background, he is not having a good time here. He's gonna get eliminated as about as Pete gets the elimination here, and KO looking to try to snag out, looking for the gear, but then there you can see QGG gets immediately deleted as Zing gets a kill with a cannon shot, and the Keelan ultimate guard comes out and GG crumble. And this is going to be where the LXM ultimate comes out for the second time. He goes ahead, he's throwing the ultimate. CGS just trying to go for some reset, trying to back off here as LXM takes a chance on using the teleporter, goes straight to canceling the ultimate. This is going to be an absolute travesty that happened to GG, and everyone's looting up the body like it's piranhas in the Amazon River.
Yeah, and they have to give it up. There was no way they were going to be able to find the revive onto 3-3-0. Maybe if they had the Kurumi Tether, but unfortunately, they don't. And that is what happens. That is what you have to be so very careful about. Those Viper Tesla Wuchen compositions, they might not be the greatest for being able to hold the space down for Spirit Well, but as soon as that bubble pops, so too, a lot of the time does the team trying to hold on to it because of that third party. GG also still going to be caught out by Bowder's team. You coming through with that Aurora Burst silence catching onto so many players. And as a result, no one wants to really try and jump onto these players that Bowder are getting low. No one can third party because they're so scared about that silence effect coming through, them being the team that everyone else turns onto in the lobby. And now we see the Dreadful Whale. You said keep an eye for it. It's not for the Spirit Well contest, but Wolves are going to be able to lock the kill down onto DRG's Kakaishi. Gem, unfortunately, goes into one hit off the Bane's Breath, is a little bit too low. Wolves going to be setting up that hardy escape just in case, and he does have to utilize it. Goes for the airwalk, coming on through. Just tries to make sure that he doesn't get picked out by these players who understand quite how low that Bane's Breath sent that Kyle and JDG with all of the ranged pressure, just trying to break some of these resources from the teams around them before everyone gets closed on up into the melee. They've been able to chase Bowder off so they can loot for some of the bodies. I believe this is some of the players from GG that got left behind us. As we've talked about, resources in this area are going to be incredibly scarce, which is another reason why those Spirit Wells are as prized as they are at this point in the match. Bowder very much setting up for an assassination play onto the next one. TE going to be allowed center stage currently, but we've seen that is only temporary as Wolves now come on through with all of the Soul Jades. Both sets of legendaries on the Katana held for Gem, as well as that Dreadful Whale coming on through from DK. As we're gonna see Bowder attempt to hold on to the space and stop Wolves from being able to pick this one up for free. Dome is still going to be as a result gonna have to come out into the dome to be able to utilize those cannon shots and put pressure. Tester ultimate does connect onto XEM, who's now going to be put under the pressure. Utilizes that Kylan ultimate to get that little bit of sustained proc from coming on through. Merciless Havoc going to be covering him as well, so that Wolves are going to be able to pick that one up. Kylan not going to be punishing for pop that ultimate since his team were able to pick up the buff. Now he gets 2 on the field and gets to turn on to Bowder. Yu's going to utilize that V1 to tank all of the aggression that Wolves are showcasing that way, and as a result, Gem is going to be utilizing that Hardy Cube to get away and find the reset before re-engaging. Comes on through with that Katana, sends the Viper packing. Bowder having to utilize the Witch and teleport right at the top of the tree. That's going to immediately dethrone JDG from where they were poached on up there. They have to give up that space as Bowder fall directly on top of them. Peak now without that ultimate, going to be playing it a little bit scarce as Wolves with a second Kylan V tier, still getting to clear up the lobby. If you're on the low ground, you're getting clapped down by the dashes, you're getting extended off of onto by the Merciless Havoc as Wolves absolutely running rampant. Tesser ultimate now comes on out from KLA, will connect onto the Kylan. Gem puts himself into the sky so that their 3-second enchantment window is going to wear off before they can find any form of follow-up to be able to take him down. But CXE with that pulse sword is gatekeeping him into the zone, has to go for the double tap dodge to get the way through, but does fall to TE. But here comes Bowder, late last minute Viper V1 looking to shut everybody down. Wash with the dashes will be able to iframe the stun out. Now has to worry about the second Viper ultimate from JDG though.
Careful moments here. Watch takes his whole enchant and his teammate is right next to him. That's a free set, but Leo, the protector, make sure all the blue focuses are spent out here, dog, because this is going to be where the final circle ends up. Now, Watch takes the time to reset, has F1 ready to go. RMB's released. ZK, though, he's still running into the tree line. RMB's coming out from the Jing. The Tessa enchant is good for 14. Now it's up to Watch to defend his team. They have the detach reveal with the blue focus. Now going to be up the ace cuff his sleeve to be into the lobby's hands, and they looking towards it. There's going to be a bow shot. 14 has to take the Hottie teleporter. Leo's still in the offensive state as a Hottie ultimate, and that's going to be a chance for Watch to take the teleporter himself, looking to try to worry about whether or not a Tessa Chan might be coming from the backline. Takes the clink to the sky as Watch is keeping the high ground on this one tree inside of the Altar Tranquility. You can see JDG holding the ground level floor, releasing the RMB Blues as it comes out for the spear. That's going to be a huge chunk of damage. F1 still available for 2 sec though. Here it goes. Seeing to have the detach get revealed here. There's going to be a Tessa Chan good to go from Peak, but there's going to be the Dragon Slayer be delayed out, and now the combo breaker from Peak comes out for himself to throw out a Dragon Slayer double parry from Peak. Not going to be able to have any sort of AoE attack, and instead decides to reposition. As you can see, TE takes full focus value out of JDG's hands. 7 eliminations, looking for number 8, and there's the other R&B spam. You can see the denial for that heavy detach comes out. The Keelan ultimate is up. There's going to be the invincible guard coming through. He slashes again and again. Tusik catches himself a time to heal once before, but TE Wash doesn't have as much of a zone capture potential to try to go for kills here unless he just goes ahead and spams out. The Wuchek port comes through. If they're at 80% or HP more, they're going to have that attack buff. They're going to go on full aggression route. TE Leo looking to try to swipe into the sky, try to catch any sort of knockbacks as he can to the high ground. He sees downs below. He sees a V3 Viper coming in here, gets as high as possible, says that the teleporter goes right down below, gets caught with a stagger. No, he uses that tree line. He catches a triple hit. He gets caught by the Tessa enchant. He's got a teleporter ready to go, so the moment he takes an enchant here coming through here, there's going to be a chance for Jing to get eliminated from the arm, from the swing. The Soul Boom pick up from the play as TE Leo takes his chance of R&B, and the teleporter is still available for him to get the high ground. There it is. Peak is going to be looking to the low ground, has F1, no ultimate, ready to go ahead and lock down anyone in the sky. ZK catches the grapple stagger off to the top side, seeing that bulb on the ground, goes and drops right down below. TE Leo goes down. Battle Peak has himself to catch one last Tessa enchant to confirm the kill against Kiki, and now Battle Peak and ZK might be looking for themselves that solo essence, but that parry like that. Peak comes out for the team. Bowder catches the MVP for this game.
Not only do they catch the